book or seen the film of that name, but knowing, somehow, the depth of sentiment the phrase conveyed. Just as Caroline was getting ready to pack it in, Ruth came running down the path. Sorry, she said, pulling off her sweatshirt. She rummaged in her bag and pulled out a swim cap and goggles, then knelt in the sand while she stuffed her wild, curly hair under the cap. She waded in, gently splashing handfuls of water onto her chest and shoulders. Caroline hugged Ruth. You're warm, she said. Did you superheat in the car? Sometimes, when they were in a hurry, they'd just drive to the pond with the heat blasting, less enjoyable than a warm chat on the beach, but still effective. Ruth shook her head. I was rushing, she said, a strange, stressed expression on her face. Are you okay? Caroline asked. Not really, Ruth said. Caroline's face must have shown her alarm, because Ruth quickly said, I mean, yes, I'm okay. I'm fine. Everyone is fine. Totally fine. It's just, well, Ruth didn't seem to know where to begin. We don't have to swim, Caroline said. Let's go back on the beach and talk. No, I want to, Ruth said. This could be our last swim of the season. This water is already freezing. She lowered into the water up to her shoulders and shivered a little, then gently pushed off into a glide and kick, her head still above the calm water. Caroline pulled her goggles down around her neck and began swimming side stroke so she could look at Ruth. Her muscles fell into the ancient rhythm of pick the apple, put it in the basket. After a few moments, Ruth switched from breast to side stroke too. I have to tell you something, and I don't want you to judge me, Ruth said. Okay, Caroline said, pulling her strokes a little harder to warm up. No, really don't judge me, Ruth said. Jesus, Ruth, what is it? God, I don't know where to start. Start in the middle, Caroline suggested. This was something she and her husband Mike said to their son Luca, who was 7 years old and had an extremely underdeveloped sense of narrative timing. Caroline and Mike could often finish eating dinner and load the dishwasher before Luca got to the point, on the rare occasions that there was a point. Okay, Ruth said. She took a breath and exhaled a tiny batch of bubbles into the water. So, you know how Sita has a different donor than the other kids? Ruth and her wife Wynne had 4 children, although Ruth had had their oldest, Sita, on her own, a few years before she married Wynne. Yeah, Caroline said. And you know how I told you that Sita's donor wasn't exactly a donor? I mean, Caroline interrupted, wanting to speed this along. You had sex with him, without meaning to get pregnant. Right, Ruth said. But you know how I've always said I didn't know the man I'd slept with? The thing is, I did. I did. I knew him. He knew Sita when she was a baby. Oh, wow, Caroline said. She could hear the anxiety in Ruth's voice, and she wanted to be careful, but she also had a lot of questions. Does Sita want to meet him now? The thing is, she can't, because he's dead. He died in September, but we just found out last night. Caroline stopped swimming. Oh, Ruth. Oh, God, Ruth. Why are you telling me this in the middle of the pond? Ruth stopped too, and they both started to tread water. It gets worse. Caroline made what she hoped was a calm and supportive face, although what she was really thinking was that she wished she had a pool noodle for the buoyancy this situation was beginning to require. She looked back at the shore, which seemed farther away than she would have liked. Ruth said, Sita got a letter yesterday from his attorney. I mean, Wynne and I got a letter, but Sita opened it, and the letter says he left her something in his will. And so, there we are. It's almost dinner, and the little kids are in the kitchen, and Sita bursts in with this letter. And she's like,
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.